Hello, and welcome to another Digital Dimensions CADcast. I'll be your host, Joseph Richter, and today we're going to talk about SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal. And on the agenda today, we will talk about all areas of the SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal, starting out with My Support, and we'll go over areas such as registration as well as the ever-valuable knowledge base. Then we'll head on over to the download area of the customer portal, and I'll show you where you can find your software downloads and updates for SOLIDWORKS, including the ever popular PhotoView 360 appearances. Then we'll check out the references, which include information such as the admin guides as well as the CAD admin dashboard. And then we'll finish out after reviewing the community area of the portal that includes areas such as the SOLIDWORKS World, past presentations, as well as certification credits. We got a lot to do, so let's get started. Once you take out your SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal account, you will then log in. Upon your first login, you won't find yellow locks on all areas of the customer portal. The only item without a lock will be your registration. So in order to gain access to all areas of the customer portal, please register your SOLIDWORKS serial number. This will basically synchronize your SOLIDWORKS paid maintenance with your user portal account. If you happen to register your serial number and it still does not remove the locks from the customer portal, you will need to contact us in tech support so that we can add you to the account list for your company. Once you register your SOLIDWORKS serial number, it will give you access to items such as the knowledge base. You can use the knowledge base to find answers to frequently asked questions as well as other issues you may be having in SOLIDWORKS. If you find a common issue that you are experiencing, you can register yourself from the knowledge base to be notified when that issue is fixed. Keep in mind, sometimes when you call us in tech support, we also use the same knowledge base that you have access to. In order to get to the SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal, simply go to solidworks.com. Along the top here it says Log In. And in order to log in, simply click on the SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal. And if you don't yet have an account, click here to create a SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal account. And then from here, simply type in your serial number and specify Next. And then confirm the information on this page and then type in your email address. You will then be sent an email in order to verify that you are the one requesting the account. Now, since I already have an account, I'm going to cancel here and log in. And once you log in, if you have yellow locks on all the items within here, you're going to need to register your products. And then just like when we generated an account, go ahead and type in your serial number here and then hit Next. On this next page, in order to register, you simply need to click on this icon here of the envelope and select the current version of SOLIDWORKS. So here I'm selecting SOLIDWORKS 2013. Again, even if you weren't running 2013, you would go ahead and register that serial number of that version, and then you hit Next. This will synchronize your customer portal account with your paid SOLIDWORKS subscription maintenance. Like I said, doing this should remove all of the locks from the customer portal account. Again, if for some reason it does not successfully do that, you will need to contact us here in tech support so we can help you by calling SOLIDWORKS on your behalf and adding you to the list for the company that you work for. And once the locks have been removed, you can go on into the SOLIDWORKS knowledge base. In the knowledge base, let's say I wanted to take my SNL activation and move it to another server. From the knowledge base, I'll find the information on how I can move my SNL activated license to a new server. And with that, I'm going to head back home and we'll get back to the slideshow. And another important part of the SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal under My Support is the Enhancement Requests. Here's where you can suggest software enhancements that you think would make a huge difference in your day-to-day use of SOLIDWORKS. So this is your direct line to SOLIDWORKS development. Not only can you suggest your own enhancements, but you can check out enhancements requested by other users as well as vote on them. Not to mention you can track these requests, the ones that you've made as well as the ones that you have voted on. In addition to enhancement requests, you also have the ability to track your service requests. If you contact us here in support and your issue needs to be escalated to SOLIDWORKS, then you can track the progress of your SOLIDWORKS tech case from here. If your issue warrants it and you are issued a software bug that we call an SPR, you can track your SPRs directly from the SOLIDWORKS customer portal here as well, including those enhancement request SPRs that you've suggested. And with that, let's take a look at some of this as well. Aside from the knowledge base, we mentioned the enhancement requests. From enhancement requests, you can offer up suggestions that you'd like to see in the next build of SOLIDWORKS. Let's say I wanted the ability to adjust moto materials and enter for search, or moto appearances. And if no enhancement requests come up, I can go ahead and click here to create an enhancement. And then I specify what area of the software it is for. In this case, it's going to be Photo View 360. Sub area would be appearances, and I'm using SOLIDWORKS 2013. And then you specify why you would like to have this functionality. And so here I've described to SOLIDWORKS why I would like to see this functionality. And this enhancement request number up top is the number that I can use to track this enhancement request after I hit apply. Also keep in mind that you can attach additional files to explain your request to SOLIDWORKS development. And here I'll go ahead and submit it. And then here I can click to review my enhancement request. And then I get an email confirming that I have made this enhancement request. But here you can see that I have the ability to see my enhancement request. And if I needed to, I could add additional comments. And if SOLIDWORKS has any questions for me, they'll ask them and I will be able to respond right here. The point is I get to track all of my enhancements that I submit to SOLIDWORKS from here. In fact, here's some of the other ones. I voted on some people's enhancement requests, and then here is one that I submitted. So here you can see I voted on automatically scaling the drawing crosshatch, so that way it's visible even on thin parts. And then I opened yet another enhancement request asking for the edge selection toolbar for fillets to stay up until the user selects one of the filter buttons. So at any time you can always check in on your old enhancement requests and see how they're coming along. In fact, this one does not have an SPR, so let's go to one that has an SPR. And here we can see this hatch pattern SPR number is currently open as medium. So that means my vote helped to raise the customer impact for this. Now, had you found this SPR in the knowledge base, you would be able to add yourself to the list. Let me show you how you do that. So as I head back home here, simply go to the knowledge base and look up that SPR. Or if you found an SPR through the knowledge base, and then you can say, yes, please notify me when it's fixed, and then hit submit. And when you do that, again, as I hit home, you'll be able to track your SPRs. So under my SPRs, you'll be able to see the SPRs that you've requested to be added to, including your enhancement request SPRs. Likewise, any cases that you open with us here in DDI Tech Support, if warranted, if we need to open a service request on your behalf, you can track that here as well. Likewise, when you associate yourself to an SPR, you can see it automatically assigns its own service request. Okay, so again, all this information is here at your fingertips from the customer portal. I'll return home. And just a quick follow-up, a couple days after I recorded submitting the enhancement request, SOLIDWORKS did in fact issue an SPR against that enhancement request. So as I mentioned, you can track your enhancements from the customer portal at any time to keep track of what happens with them. And then I'll head back home and let's get back to the slideshow. And for the next area of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal is the download area. From the download area, you can download your SOLIDWORKS software. So for example, when SOLIDWORKS 2014 comes out later this year, you'll be able to download it right from the customer portal long before you get the discs in the mail. Keep in mind you can get your SOLIDWORKS service packs from here as well. In addition to this, if you program in SOLIDWORKS, you can find some API examples that are hosted on the SOLIDWORKS forums from here, as well as you should also keep in mind that API support is available from SOLIDWORKS through this email address, apisupport@solidworks.com. The next area of the customer portal is, of course, the downloads. You can click here to download the latest SOLIDWORKS and/or service packs. And when you get over to this page here, you can select which version you want to download. So from 10, 11, 12, or 13. And then you specify which version to download, whether it's 2013 Service Pack 4 for Windows 32 or 64-bit. And if I was looking to get Service Pack 4 64-bit, when I click here, you simply accept the user agreement, and then you can download and install the installation manager from here. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that and return back home. And as I was mentioning the API examples, you can click here to download some API examples from the SOLIDWORKS forums. Also keep in mind, if I need support for API, I can use this link here. That will take me to the support page, and then you can click on Get Support. And here's where you can find the email address, apisupport@solidworks.com. And also included in the download section of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal are handy links for places such as 3D Content Central, which, if you haven't been over to 3D Content Central yet, there's a great website where you can obtain supplier models for parts you might use in your assemblies that you will not have to reverse engineer. You can just download them. It's kind of like a Yellow Pages for supplier models of parts that you may be ordering already. In addition to downloading, you can also share your work here, so you can upload your own models. Another handy link found under downloads is one for SOLIDWORKS Labs. At SOLIDWORKS Labs is where SOLIDWORKS has put up some experimental utilities and projects to get feedback from their users. When you find your favorite utility that's in the labs stage, please submit an enhancement request about it, and who knows, that may show up in the next release of SOLIDWORKS. The next part of the download area I mentioned was 3D Content Central, and I'll go ahead and open that in a new tab. And over here on 3D Content Central, you can check out the suppliers. In fact, you might want to view all suppliers so you can get an idea for what's up here. So for example, if you needed a pneumatic fitting, you could click on SMC Corp of America and just browse their online 3D Content Central catalog. Just dial into a fitting that you want. Oh, you will need to take out an account for 3D Content Central, but it's free. Okay, and once you log in, you'll be able to specify your options, whatever they are. And if the preview looks right, you can go ahead and specify what format to download. So you can download this in SOLIDWORKS part file or assembly, as well as pick which version of SOLIDWORKS depending on what they uploaded, and then simply click download and then drop it in your assembly. I also mentioned that you can upload your own content. So as I go home, I can go ahead and check out the ability to upload content. And here SOLIDWORKS outlines the conditions for uploading content, which basically states that you own the model and that you're submitting it as is and giving all rights to that model to SOLIDWORKS and 3D Content Central. And then when you accept, you're able to upload your model. And then it mentions that the model that you upload will basically appear under your personal portfolio. And then you'll be able to keep track of that under My 3D Content Central. And then here you can see my login and my portfolio of the models that I have uploaded. And so back over here, the next handy link that they provided to us is SOLIDWORKS Labs. I will also open that in a new tab. So this takes us to labs.solidworks.com, and along the bottom here you can see the different projects that they have available for us up on the lab site. And you can download any one of these and install them to use them. Like I was mentioning, if any of these projects pique your interest, please let SOLIDWORKS know. Probably one of the most popular projects that has made it into SOLIDWORKS is probably the Sustainability Express add-in. Okay, so keep in mind it started life as a SOLIDWORKS Labs project. Additional links found underneath the download section of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal include Educator Resources and curriculum. So for those high school instructors or college instructors that teach SOLIDWORKS, up here you'll find some supplemental information for your use, including but not limited to some CAD instructor guides, some tutorials that utilize Legos, as well as tutorials for the LEGO Mindstorms robots. In addition to this, you'll also find the PhotoView 360 appearances. Here's where you can gain access in order to download the Moto Material appearances for use in SOLIDWORKS. For more information about these Moto Materials and PhotoView 360 appearances, please check out our website at ddicad.com and find the SOLIDWORKS 2013 What's New for Model Display appearances and PhotoView 360. And in that CADcast, I show you how to get these materials and install them on your system. And underneath the download area, I mentioned that there are some educator resources and curriculum. So for those of you instructors who are teaching the next generation of CAD designers and engineers, SOLIDWORKS has provided a few items for your use in your classes. So here you can see a CAD instructor guide as well as many tutorials that you may want to download and utilize. Keep in mind, even if you're not a CAD instructor, there's some pretty neat tutorials with models that you may want to download from this website here. And then next we were mentioning the PhotoView 360 appearances. When you click on the PhotoView 360 appearances, this will enable you to visit the Luxology SOLIDWORKS Asset Sharing portal site. This will basically allow you to capture permission in order to get over to the SOLIDWORKS Asset Sharing side of the Luxology website. Just simply click on Take Me to the Assets. Once you go over here, you can see all of the materials that you can download. You would then go ahead and click on one of these materials and download. For more information on these materials and how to download and sort them out in SOLIDWORKS, I recommend that you go to our website. That's ddicad.com. and then hit the training drop down and check out our tech tips. From our tech tips, you can scope out the different tags that we have applied. This makes it easier to find what you're looking for. And underneath the tags, simply locate the PhotoView 360 tag. And from our PhotoView 360 tag, you will locate the DDI CADcast 2013 What's New with regard to model display, appearances, and PhotoView 360. The next area of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal is the references. Under the references, you'll find handy links for the system requirements for SOLIDWORKS, as well as hardware and graphics, which basically shows you which video cards and drivers are certified for SOLIDWORKS, as well as frequently asked questions for registration and activation. And the other portion underneath the SOLIDWORKS customer portal under references is a handy link for system requirements. I'll go ahead and open that in another tab. And from over here, you can find out the system requirements for running SOLIDWORKS. The other link that they had available to us was a link for hardware and graphics. This will enable me to find out if my video card and graphics driver is appropriate for running SOLIDWORKS. So for example, I'm running a Dell Precision M6500 with the video card Quadro FX 2800, and I'm running SOLIDWORKS 2013 on Windows 7 64. Then I can view the results. And this is the driver that I should be running, and a quick check with SOLIDWORKS RX reveals that I am in fact running a Dell Precision M6500 with an NVIDIA Quadro card and the current driver that they are recommending. And as I flip back to the customer portal, they also have information with regard to registration and activation. So if you have any questions on licensing and activation, they've prepared some additional documentation for you here. In this references area, you will also find some learning resources. Here you can find some SOLIDWORKS videos that are both demonstration or informative videos at your disposal. In addition to this, there are some tech tip videos. And then probably my favorite area of the learning resources is the part reviewer samples. Now, starting in SOLIDWORKS 2012, they added a new utility called SOLIDWORKS Part Reviewer that basically allows you to roll through a model and view the comments that have been applied to each feature within a model. In short, it's a great training utility. And speaking of training, the next area under references is a link for training that takes you directly over to where you can download the training files that you used during your SOLIDWORKS training course with us. Next up under references are the learning resources. From the learning resources page, you'll find more training videos. That is on top of all the DDI CADcasts that we have on our website. You'll find some videos here on SOLIDWORKS.com. Included in those are the tech tip videos that are hosted by the SOLIDWORKS forum. So you just simply dial into these here. And actually I'm going to go back here because I actually want to talk about the SOLIDWORKS Part Reviewer samples. Now again, SOLIDWORKS Part Reviewer was introduced in SOLIDWORKS 2012, and on the forum here you can see that they have multiple files up here based on different areas of SOLIDWORKS for you to download and take a look at. So on any one of these you can download these files and open them up in SOLIDWORKS to take a look at how they were built. Now, the one thing that the Part Reviewer does is it not only does it roll through the model, but it allows you to read the comment that was applied to the file by the designer. So what's really unique about this Part Reviewer is just the fact that we'll be able to generate training file sets for new hires at your company, and they'll be able to sit down with a sample project, roll through it, and become educated as to how and why the processes that you guys perform on your given models. I did want to mention also the training reference. Okay, this is basically a link to the SOLIDWORKS.com. From the support drop-down, click on SOLIDWORKS training and that takes you to the same area. But basically this is where you can download the training files that you used during your SOLIDWORKS training class. So you simply click under SOLIDWORKS and then you'll find the downloads for SOLIDWORKS Essentials, Drawings, Assembly Modeling, Advanced Part Modeling, etc. in SOLIDWORKS 2013. So that's for the SOLIDWORKS 2013 training books, SOLIDWORKS 2012 training books. So one recommendation here as a SOLIDWORKS instructor, if you took the SOLIDWORKS class in 2012 or 2011, I would highly recommend downloading the 2012 or the 2011 training file sets. This way the models will match the book that you're using to study SOLIDWORKS with. So even if you are in SOLIDWORKS 2013 or 2014, again I would recommend downloading the older file sets that match your training material. If you need an older training file set that is not up here on this website, please contact us in support and we will help you to get a hold of those older training files. And for the last area of the SOLIDWORKS Customer Portal references, we have some links for some administration guides for IT. This would include installation guides as well as administration guides for setting up your network installs. Also included in here are some What's New guides and release notes. On top of that, we also have the CAD Admin Dashboard. This is where IT can look at all the CAD computers within the company and help you to monitor performance and basically check the health of your CAD workstations against other CAD workstations within the same company. Next, under references, this has a link to the administrative guides. Under the administrative guides, you simply find the SOLIDWORKS version that you're looking for administration guides from, and then you find the administrative guides that you want to check out. Keep in mind, I think the most underutilized document within this area are the release notes. Underneath the release notes, it documents each change that happened in every single service pack. So it's highly recommended that you check out these release notes if you want to know exactly what has changed. It's very in-depth. Also up here is, of course, your installation guides and administration guides. And now I want to talk about the CAD Admin Dashboard. They rolled out the CAD Admin Dashboard with SOLIDWORKS 2013. And from within the CAD Admin Dashboard, we can compare computers across the company. You start by setting a baseline computer, and so long as you run the SOLIDWORKS performance test on each computer, provided that under Tools Options for General, you're allowing SOLIDWORKS to send logs to SOLIDWORKS, where we can look at that same information that SOLIDWORKS gets. So this being my baseline system, I can see that Brad has a few tools options, system options set differently than me, and then I can take a look at other machine details across my organization, as well as take a look at the RX benchmark rating across the computers that have had the RX benchmark run on them. For more information, simply click on the help button, and that will take you directly to the solidworks.com help article for this utility. And the next area of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal is community. And under community, you'll find many helpful links, including the SOLIDWORKS forums, a way to find your local SOLIDWORKS user group, a monthly newsletter put out by SOLIDWORKS Corporate, as well as a link to SOLIDWORKS World presentations from past SOLIDWORKS World conferences featuring other users sharing their knowledge with you about SOLIDWORKS. And underneath the SOLIDWORKS customer portal for community, you'll find links over to the forums. You can check out the forums and search various topics and even ask other users questions. Aside from that, you can also locate the user group in your area. Basically just specify find a group and then dial in your zip code, and then they will show you the user groups that are closest to you. Aside from that, you can check out the SOLIDWORKS Express newsletter, and it's a monthly newsletter that you'll be able to sign up and get it delivered directly to your inbox, or you can click the archives of the newsletter. After the newsletter, you may want to check out the SOLIDWORKS World link. This will take you over to SOLIDWORKS website for SOLIDWORKS World. And what's nice about this website is they actually archive past presentations from SOLIDWORKS World. Some they have audio and PowerPoint presentations that you can download. Others have videos that you can download and take a look at. So again, there's a lot of training videos at your disposal between the tech tips as well as the SOLIDWORKS World presentations, not to mention our webcasts and CADcasts found at ddicad.com. All this to help you gear up for certification. And the last area of the SOLIDWORKS customer portal for community is a link for certification. Although this takes you to the same place that SOLIDWORKS.com has for certification, what's unique about this link from the customer portal is it will enable you to get some credits for taking certification exams. And when added up, this is close to $170 value worth of certification exams. For more information on certification, please check out our website, ddicad.com, and check on our tech blog underneath the certification tag. And the last area underneath the SOLIDWORKS customer portal for community is, of course, certification. Under certification, this takes you to the website, solidworks.com, same place that you could get from solidworks.com, and when you hit the support drop down under certification. If you've scoped out the certification area of the web page, you may have noticed under quick links it has a special offer for subscription customers. Basically, when you click on this link, it will prompt you to log into your customer portal account if you're not coming to that page from your customer portal, and the reason for that is it takes you to this page. Here, you'll see that SOLIDWORKS offers up 3 coupon codes that entitles you to credits for taking certification exams. If you plan on taking these certification exams, I would again remind you that on our website, ddicad.com, I would mention to you that I have a certification tag. Underneath that certification tag, you will find a certification exam preparation CADcast that goes through how to prepare for these exams. So from this CADcast, you've learned that there are multiple tech tip videos from SOLIDWORKS.com. There's multiple SOLIDWORKS World presentations from SOLIDWORKS.com. And then, of course, you have our tech center that's loaded with lots of good SOLIDWORKS videos. So we hope to see you get certified in the near future. And with that, let's get back to the slideshow to close this out. Thanks again for joining me on another DDI CADcast. I'm your host, Joseph Richter. To find more tech tips and CADcasts, please visit us at ddicad.com.